Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today I'm bringing you this video from Puerto Rico, where I'm attending the Creators Meetup that's scheduled every year. And what a beautiful, beautiful place. So I'm filming from my balcony here at the Hilton Caribe in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And you can see the views are just absolutely gorgeous. As from my balcony, you've got a great view of the ocean and the fort. So today I want to talk to you about a subject that's been just rampant over the last few days, and that is a discussion of Bilt 2.0 and what does it mean for all of us credit card enthusiasts. Specifically, what is my strategy going to be and what it'll depend on. So if you would, hit the like and subscribe button and let's discuss it together. I don't usually post on Sunday afternoons. I usually have a live, but because I thought it'd be difficult and some of the people who are usually in the live discussion with me are actually here with us in Puerto Rico, that it'd be better just to put out this video. So what I wanted to discuss was these scheduled Bilt changes that have come out. Now we found out early on, long time ago, that they were planning on a 3-card system when they moved over to their new provider, Cardless, and as they left Wells Fargo, a relationship that seems to have been broken for quite a long time. So Bilt's plan is to have 3 different tiers of cards. They're going to keep a no annual fee card, they're going to have a $95 mid-level card, and then they're going to have a high-end card at the $495, $500-ish level. And in each of those, they're kind of following the trend or the model of most of their competitors because, as you know, Citi, Chase, American Express, they all have 3 separate tiers of credit cards, and you get supposedly more benefits as you climb the ladder. Now, what was really interesting is when they kind of were researching what they were going to do, they sent all of us who are Bilt cardholders, they sent us different options, and they wanted us to vote and to tell them what we thought was best. So in each card tier, there was a different choice with different multipliers, different benefits, things like that. And that was true in the no annual fee version, in the $95 version, and in the high annual fee version. So looking back on that, there's a few things that, since we don't yet know exactly what the new cards are going to look at, we can look back and hopefully get a hint as to what they might be. Now, if you haven't heard yet, which I'm sure most of you have, because it's been all over YouTube the last 3 or 4 days, but what they're actually planning to do is they're rolling out at the beginning of February. You're going to be able to start with your new card, and in January they're going to tell us exactly what those cards are going to be, and at that point you have to make a decision. There's really 3 different options in the decision. Number 1, you can just cancel the card altogether. Number 2, you can choose one of the new Bilt cards and then you will receive a new card with the same card number and all of that, but with the new issuer. Or you can decide to stay with Wells Fargo and not have a Bilt card. And if you do that, you'll get their 0 annual fee autograph card, which is a very good card. So for me, this is what this whole thing looks like. I think it's a win-win situation. And the reason I think that is because, number 1, I love Bilt points. I think Bilt points are probably the most powerful transferable currency available on the market today, because not only do they have Alaska Airlines as a transfer partner, which are the most valuable points, at least in my estimation, they also have Hyatt, which besides Chase, no one else has Hyatt except for Bilt. And Hyatt is perhaps the most valuable hotel transfer partner. So when it comes to airfare or when it comes to hotels, basically they cover your entire travel experience with Bilt points in the highest way possible. So they're very, very valuable. But the problem has been, for me, is they're difficult for me to earn. Because when it comes to Bilt points, you just can't like churn sign-up bonuses like you do with American Express. Their old Bilt card didn't even have a sign-up bonus. Who knows if these new ones will at all? I think it's probably a 50-50, whether the 95 and then the higher annual fee card will have a sign-up bonus. They might not. So we don't know if we'll be able to do that to get points. And then when it comes to spending, which is the other primary way where I can get points and accumulate them rather quickly and a large pool of them, that I can do that with Citi and with some other providers, but that's difficult to do with Bilt also, because the Bilt card just doesn't have super strong multipliers if you're not a renter. And I'm not a renter, I own my home, so not being able to accumulate that several thousand points every single month just from one purchase is very discouraging. So now that they promised mortgages, and that's part of this rollout as well, is they said you're going to be able to pay your mortgage, and this part was huge, huge, huge with any mortgage provider. Now I'll tell you, that one was a pleasant surprise. In fact, here at the Creator Meetup, somebody was making a comment and said, well, this game nothing ever actually gets better. And I said, au contraire. I said, Bilt seems to have gotten better than at least what we thought, because now they're adding mortgages. And when they came out with that UWM, that partnership with them, it seemed like they were going to limit that mortgage payment option just to that one partner, which wasn't going to help the vast majority of us who are homeowners. But now they've come out and they've stated it outright. You can pay your mortgage no matter who your mortgage provider is, which is very, very positive news. So there's that aspect of it. But as I said, the problem with accumulating Bilt points is you can't get sign-up bonuses. So that's one method of accumulating a lot of points. And they don't have great spend multipliers, so you can't accumulate points in that way. So I've not been able to really get a lot of them. I used to do the whole on the first day of the month on rent day where you got 6X on dining. I'd go around and buy gift cards everywhere. That kind of went away with the Strati Elite card, because now I can get 6X 8 times a month instead of once. So that went away. So how does this affect me? What's my plan going to be going forward? Well, as I said, I think it's a win-win, because the other cards I don't have any of are Wells Fargo cards. I don't know why, but I know that Citi seems to lock people out of them. Sometimes people can't get them. I can get Citi cards all day. But every time I've applied for a Wells Fargo card, which is weird because I have a banking relationship with Wells Fargo, they deny me for their card. So I don't know what the deal is. So even if Bilt doesn't work out, I'll be kind of excited to have my foot in the door of the Wells Fargo ecosystem, because the autograph card is a very, very good card. In fact, I think someone could reasonably argue it's the very best no annual fee travel card on the market. It has 3X multiplier. It's as good as almost all of its $95 competitors that are in a different class. It's very, very good. I know they don't have as good a transfer partners and all that, but I would use some of their transfer partners. So that would be a nice consolation prize if Bilt doesn't end up being a program that looks good to me. So what would Bilt need to look like? Well, what I'm hoping for is one of the options they'd mentioned when they sent out that survey and told us what they're planning to do. One of those options for a no annual fee card was a card that didn't have good multipliers except on one thing that I'm very interested in, and that is 1.5x on all spend on a no annual fee card. And I believe that if they do that, if they offer 1.5x and one of your options is a no annual fee card that has that, I will switch to that card, and that card may very well become my everyday catch-all spending card. And you say, yeah, but aren't you getting 2x on Citi? Yes, but I'm not sure that I wouldn't be happier and be satisfied getting 1.5x, because here's the thing. With Citi, I can earn points all day long with dining and with airfare and with all sorts of different multipliers, because they have great multipliers across the board. So I'm getting 5x and 4x and 3x all over the place. But to be able to use Citi as my primary spending in categories and then know that I'm getting 1.5x to be able to transfer to Atmos or Hyatt if I want, that to me would be a good catch-all. 1.5x on Atmos. So I would be very, very excited about that aspect of it. The other question is going to be, if they do that, what is the rate at which you earn points when you pay your mortgage. Because if it's half a point per dollar spent, that especially if it's half a point per dollar spent, and my mortgage isn't that high because we don't have that big a balance and we have a super, super, super low interest rate. So if it's half a point per dollar spent and they only give 1x and the other multipliers aren't great, because I can almost guarantee on none of those cards were their multipliers better than I'm getting anywhere else. They just weren't. In fact, they weren't as good. So when it comes to that, what am I going to do? Well, I'm probably in that circumstance, I'm going to stay and get the autograph card. If they do either give 1 point per dollar on the no annual fee card and give a 1-to-1 on your mortgage, or if they give 1.5x on everything and give a half a point on your mortgage, either one of those circumstances would work, but the ultimate would be for me that if they gave 1.5x on all spending on the card and you earn 1 point per dollar spent on your mortgage. That would be the best. Second best situation would be either of those other two scenarios, either 1.5x and half a point, or 1x, I won't use it for anything except my mortgage and the 5 purchases every month, and 1x on the mortgage. But if they come in and it's neither one of those things, in other words, low earnings on mortgage, low earnings on general spend, then I'll just stay with autograph. So there's very few situations and changes in the credit card world that I feel like are a win-win. But this one feels like a win-win for me. How does it feel for you? What are you planning to do? What do you think about all of this? Is my logic, is it correct or is it flawed? I'd love to hear your opinion. Please put that down in the comments below. Hope you have a great Sunday. Sorry we didn't have a live today. We'll pick it back up next week. So here, signing off from Puerto Rico as the Rewards Master. Great to see you here. Like and subscribe. I'll see you here next time.